Hey, I said to Lynn that I would try to do a mini tutorial on how to put a black line around an image so the scan and cut can see it properly. First of all, I apologise for my voice. I have really bad sinus problems this year. It's a nightmare, but still. Anyway, for those who are not that familiar with PaintShop Pro, it's really easy. I can zoom in and out of my image by moving. I have a mouse with a roller in the middle of it, so it's very handy. Otherwise, go to View and zoom in and out, whichever you want. Okay, important things. Layer palette this side. You should have one, but if you don't, I've made mine disappear. Go to View along the top, come down to Palettes and click on Layers, and it'll put your layer palette there. That is one of your most useful things. So now I'm going to get rid of things I don't want. I've chosen this sheet particularly because it's light around the edges, so hopefully it'll pick it all up. So we need to find our selection tool first. Come down the left hand side. These are your tools. You should have this selection tool showing. If you don't, click on the drop down menu and it'll be there. Okay. Settings to adjuster across the top. Leave them the way they are, except uncheck anti-alias. So it's rectangle, add, feather 0, anti-alias. And we're just going to draw around, holding down the left mouse button and draw around that. And then I'm going to go down to my flood fill tool and I'm going to fill it with white. Select none. And should there be anything else, say this little flower here, you know, I don't usually use all layers on the sheet and it's a waste of time printing. I've drew that rectangular. It doesn't completely cover it, but that's okay. Get your paint tool, flood fill it with white, select none, and then get your selection tool again and draw over the other bit and do the same again. Select none. Okay, so from there, all those bits I've got rid of. I want to go to my layers. You'll see it says background. And what that really means is I can't move that about. Okay. Go to it. It's blue because it's active. Right click it and come down to promote background layer. Now it's a layer. I can move it about freely. I can add bits on, take bits off without it affecting anything. Okay. So now we come down our tools again and we get our magic wand. Our adjustment panel is set at add, RGB value, tolerance usually in between 12 and 14, but if it doesn't work first time, you might have to adjust it. Feather it none, anti-alias checked, and click on the white area. And you'll see we have march and ants around that. Now it has picked up some of the flowers, so we go select none, and we reduce our tolerance a bit. And it depends on the image you use. You see now it's picked it all up. And all we do now is hit delete on our keyboard. Okay, select none. So now our background's gone, but we need to put our black line around. And to do that, there's two ways you can add a new layer. I don't want to confuse you, but just so you know, layers, new raster layer. This box will open, click OK. And you can see now you have a new raster layer over here. I'm going to delete that just so you can see there's another way to do it. If I right click on the layer that's already there, go up to the top, new raster layer, same box, OK. So now raster 2 is active, it's blue. We get our flood fill tool and we're going to fill it with black. Okay. I'm coming over here again. I'm going to click on layer 1. It's blue. It's active. I'm going to left click my mouse and I'm going to drag that up above raster 2. I'm going to be working on raster 1, so we need to have that blue, okay? So we go to selections, select all, selections, float, selections, defloat. Now you can see the marching ants have now taken up individual pieces round. Okay, so we're going selections, modify, expand. We're going to leave it at 4. I usually use 2, but just for this tutorial we'll leave it at 4. That's going to be the width of your black line. Selections, invert. Okay, now you need to come down to raster 2. Click on it to make it active and hit delete on your keyboard. Okay, select none, layers, merge, all flatten. And you can clearly see now you have a black line around everything. Okay, come up to File, Save As. Now a lot of people don't know this. Whenever you go to save, for this we're going to use JPEGs. I mean, it's simple, it's quick. There's loads of options you can choose. This is the best one for this. Okay, down here there's an options tab, click it. This is your compression factor. The higher the number, the lower the quality. So because I'm just going to print mine out, I keep it at 1. If you were going to mail it, maybe you'd take it up to 10, but I wouldn't go much above that. Okay, put a couple of letters after it. Okay, save. So I'm going to print this out and I'll be back in a second. Okay, we've now got our image printed out. Put it into the machine. My mat's losing its tacky and I do restick it now and again. Just realised it needed done. So what I've done, I've actually put bits of sellotape around just to keep it held in place so it doesn't catch on anything or slide. Go to scan, direct cut, machine and start. I'm hoping the light doesn't affect it too badly because you see with the blinds being this way sometimes the light doesn't give us a proper scan. I find I get my best scans at night time in the dark. Okay, so we're going to click OK. And we're going to get rid of this bottom bit here. And I'm going to preview. I'm going to go OK. Now this is the little thing you need to see. You see this, it's like a circle with another circle inside it. That's your offset. Click on it. Now we put 4 pixels on, if you remember. I'm just going to take 2 off so you can still see it a little bit, just to let you see how this works. Click OK. Click OK. Select. Cut. And start. I'm not going to wait for it all to cut out because there's nothing as boring. Or maybe I should let it all cut out just so you see it. I must say I love this new scanning cut. It is so much quieter. I love the auto blade, but it doesn't really do anything any different than what my CM700 did. Just a fantastic machine. And I don't know whether you can see, I still have the Silhouette Cameo 3 over there too, which is also a great machine, but it can't scan. Okay, so we're coming off. We're going to remove this. Okay, and here you go. You can see it has cut out really well. You see all the black lines have gone. Isn't it good? So that's it. Some things you will find harder to cut. If there's a pattern background, for instance, you'll have to draw around individual things. As you can see from the mat, the black line has been left because we inverted it on the machine. So anyway, I hope that helps, and have fun and speak soon.